What's up, guys? We have a new video on ranking. If you guys been paying attention, we've been doing a zombies retrospective videos where the series is basically we're going through every zombies map. This one's going to be a little different. We're kind of at the midpoint. We're kind of in the halfway point. So I decided that we're going to make a video to give us a little bit of a breather, and we're going to rank every map from World at War all the way to Black Ops 6. This one says it has everything, so we're going to assume that it has everything. If it's missing something, I'll call it out on it, and I'll tell you where it's going to be at. But aside from that, let's just get into it. It looks like everything's labeled correctly on here, too, so it tells you exactly what game, what style, and what map. So this should be super awesome and easy. First off, we got Nocturne Toten. I think that for what it is, it started the franchise in the right direction, and I mean, it was just a bonus game mode. So this didn't have a lot to it. It just had a mystery box and a ray gun, and that was it. Like, you had 3 rooms in this entire map, and it was a true challenge of see how far can you go off of your limited ammo supply, the mystery box, and being able to essentially train or hide out in the back with your friends, all tied up into a corner, just shooting and hoping you'll run out of ammo. Like, it was a lot of fun. I will say, for what it is, I will say that it's a B tier map. It started everything out in the right direction. It definitely has it's very memorable map. I do think that it lacked a lot of stuff to it, because obviously it doesn't have all kinds of crazy things that all these other maps added in. It had no perks. It just had the 3 things to it, and it was good. Then we had Verrückt. This one introduced perks and power. The other one, Nocturne Toten, you really didn't have power or anything. It didn't even have power. Verrückt, you had power. I like how you spawn on different sides of the door when you're in co-op, which is interesting. Added a lot to the thing. I will say this is an A tier map. I think that it added a lot of amazing things to Nocturne Toten. It walked so that Verrückt could run, and they continued. Honestly, World at War, they just were like back to back with amazing additions to the zombies, and created what it is today. I think that Verrückt is an A tier map because it built upon what Nocturne brought. Shi No Numa, it introduced dogs. Verrückt had traps too. It had dogs for the first time, and it also set up the characters. It didn't give you a whole lot to do with the characters, but it gave you the main 4 characters. I'm not a big fan of Shi No Numa myself. I'm going to put this one in C tier. It did a lot of great things. I will acknowledge that it's a good map, but it's not one of my favorites personally. This is mostly based on my opinion of how much I like these maps. I think that it brought a lot to the game mode, but I don't think that it's not one of my favorable maps. I typically don't really care to play Shi No Numa. It's just kind of like you start in the middle and you make your way out, and I don't know. Aside from the main area, it's very forgettable. And it's funny because it's like the highest round ever achieved in all of zombies, I believe. Der Riese, I will say, is an A tier map. I wouldn't say it's probably the best map on World at War, basically because it's only these 4 maps. The teleporter system with the Pack-a-Punch. There was so many great things they added. The Wunderwaffe. It was so good. Like, the map is just generally very rememberable. If the Giant isn't on this list, then I'll probably move it up to S tier, because I'll incorporate the Giant into this, which if they do the remakes in each thing, see, it even has Nocturne Toten. Okay, so we're gonna add a row below. and we're just going to say remakes. Because if it's a remake, it does not need another spot on the list. So we're going to take... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to move on from that. I think Der Riese is an amazing map. Probably the best map on World at War. Now we're going to get to Black Ops 1, and this is where I think they really started hitting their strides with some of these maps. They kind of had flops and bops. Kino der Toten, my favorite map. I'm going to put it in S tier. I know everyone has their own opinions on Zombies maps. I think that the Call of Duty Zombies can get a little too much. Like, I like the Kino der Toten. You unlock everything. Anybody can get into Black Ops and be like, okay, I know how to do this map. I know how to get the perks. I know how to turn on power. I know how to get to pack a punch. Everything's accessible to a casual player, and I like that. It's very memorable. It has the theater scene. It was the first Zombies map I ever played on. There's a train running by my house. Hopefully you guys don't hear that too much. But I think that Kino der Toten had everything going for it. It was an accumulation of everything that was introduced in World at War. Then you had the Thunder Gun. It's so good. Then you had 5, and honestly, I'm gonna put 5 in C tier. I don't know. We had the 2 maps on launch, and 5 kind of took the bad side of the bullet when it came to compared to Kino der Toten. Kino der Toten was so much better of a map, and 5 has its redeeming qualities. It has its own wonder weapon, and I just think that it kind of has like a vertical sense to it, and it lacks. I don't know, it has like some lacking to it. Like, I feel like it has a lot of potential, but at the same time, it just lacks the potential at the same time. Like, it doesn't make up for it with what it has. Dead Ops Arcade, honestly, all of the Dead Ops arcades, all of them are about the same. They're all a little different, but at the same time, they're kind of the same. I don't think that they're really all that memorable to me. I know a lot of people love Dead Ops Arcade. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's kind of like you either love it or you hate it. You know, there's not like a middle ground for it. If you're loading into Dead Ops Arcade, it's for a reason. Personally, for me, I'm gonna put it in C tier. It's not trash. I'm not gonna say that because I have played it and I don't hate it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it though. Now we get into Ascension. Ascension is a great map. I think that this map, if they didn't have the monkeys on this map, it would easily be the greatest map of all time, I think. I mean, I know it's arguable because I know a lot of people have differing opinions on some of the later maps, but I think this map could have had potential to be one of the best maps ever. This one had technically the first ever real Easter egg in a game, in a map. Because you could get the longer running Death Machine, which no one really knows how to do the fucking Easter egg. It's so hard to achieve because you have to have 4 people with a lot of firepower to even accomplish it, and the reward is just not that great. Ascension, I think, is an A tier map. I think it's definitely A tier. I don't think it's an S tier map. Because the monkeys, again, you can't have more than one perk. If you're running solo, you can't have more than one perk unless you have like a really strong strat. But if you have friends, then you can kind of have like up to 4 perks that you can manage because you can just kind of hang out the perk machine and guard that one perk machine. But it kind of is a pain in the butt. But it's a lot of fun on solo if you want to guard guard Jug. You send off the rocket. It has a lot of good atmosphere to the map. It's a good map. I will say it's probably I think that Der Riese and Ascension kind of are a good example for A tier. Call of the Dead. This one needs to be remastered. Honestly, Call of the Dead should have been remastered with Zombies Chronicles. Just because of the fact that crew actually was in that game, they just weren't playable. So realistically, they could have been part of it, because technically, if you think about it, Nocturne Toten was not a location that the main cast went to. So the fact that that got remastered in Chronicles, but Call of the Dead didn't, it's kind of a disservice. I think that should have been a remaster in the Zombie Chronicles DLC. I think that would have been a huge step up for this map, because it's kind of forgotten a little bit in the grand scheme of things, unless you play Black Ops 1. That's the only way you can play this map, is on Black Ops 1. Unless you count the remake in Black Ops 4, but that's not Call of the Dead. But I do think that it had a lot of cool things going for it. It's a very different map. I'll say that. It's very different. I'll put it in B tier. I think that's... If I had the chance to play Black Ops 1 more casually, I would probably play it quite a bit, because it is a different map. I would say that it definitely belongs in B tier. I think that it's something that I would like to play more often if it was more readily available. Shangri-La, I'm going to have to say, and I'm sorry for the people who love this map, it's trash. The map has so many things that work against you, and it just it's a beautiful map. The map has so good aura, and like the atmosphere, like it's a daytime map, but it has so much character to it. But the gameplay is so fucking bad. Like, I don't know how you can defend this map. The baby gun is funny. I'll give it's a funny wonder weapon, but it's just... It just lacks some... Like, the pack-a-punch method is kind of eh. The Easter egg is very difficult. It's just like... You have to almost have a gun to your head to play this map. Unless you're one of those people who just... Out of just pure love for the map, you play it all the time. Which I don't think that's a very... Not a lot of people are going to say that. Moon had so many things added to it, to the zombies experience. They were cooking when they made Moon. I will not say that it's an amazing map. I don't think it's S tier by any means. And A tier is still a little bit of a stretch, but I think that the things that it added to the zombies, I will say that this was at the peak of, like, the fandom was, like, coming together and being like, dude, zombies is legit. Because I'm not saying it's the peak of all of zombies, but I think that it's, like, the peak of, like, the hype. Because, like, it started with something so small as Nocturne Toten, and it was just working its way up. Everything that they added seemed to be going really, really well, and then Moon was, like, the peak of that, where they were like, okay, this is just fucking amazing. But yeah, I think that Moon definitely belongs in A tier. I think that it is a little overrated in a way. I think that it has some issues that are kind of glaring, but at the same time, it's a fun map. I will say it's fun. I do like Moon a lot. I've never played. Let's say unplayed assumes trash, but I kind of forgot that these Nintendo DS maps were a thing. So I don't really know. They might actually be good maps, but I don't know. I've never played because I didn't know that they had a Nintendo DS zombies experience. I think I've seen people say that they've done that, but I mean, come on. It's none of these are even known to like 95% of the zombies fan base, honestly. Like, even I didn't know about... I know about these maps. I know about House. I didn't really know about these three. But I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh my god, you never played those? But then we got Transit, which is a casual player. As a casual player, this map is very fun. To a player who likes a smooth experience, like myself, it's a pain in the ass. Even more of a pain in the ass with friends. Because the bus does not work with you at all. It just runs off on its own and does its own thing. And that is the biggest problem with this map. I think that if they could have fixed Transit with one little update, just add a bus depot thing where you could pull a lever down and the bus would just come to wherever you're at. I understand that might have made the map too easy, but I don't like running through the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking things scraping at my fucking head. You get lost in an area, and I think you either have to wait for the bus to come back around, which takes forever, or you run through the fucking cornfield, or you just die in that area because you don't even know where the fuck to go. I think that Transit has glaring problems they could have easily fixed if they would have just put out a update of some kind. But I think that Transit goes at the top of C. I just can't see myself putting it in a B tier. It's just not something I can live with because it's just... Bus Depot is trash. Farm is trash. I don't like these two survival maps because, first of all, Bus Depot has nothing there. It's as bare bones as Nocturne Totem. It's literally as bare bones as Nocturne Totem. And, like, why did we need that? Like, I get it, you're trying to give us experiences within Transit, because we didn't, like, aside from Transit, that was the only on-launch round-based experience. So, they probably wanted to give us more than that. Town, on the other hand, Town has Pack-a-Punch, it has Mystery Box, it has perks. It's the best of those things. It's better than Transit itself. I played more Town than I played Transit. I'm going to put Town in S tier because it is so... It's what you want from a fucking round-based map. I'm sorry, but it's not too large, it's not too small. It's a perfect map. Like, the fact that this could have been the launch map, and I'm fucking happy. It's literally just a fucking town. Like, we had these, like, experiences in Black Ops 1 where we had a theater, we had an icy area, we had the Pentagon, we had a temple shrine, we had a Russian launch base, we had the fucking moon. We have all these insanely weird locations, and then town. It's just a fucking town. But they did so well with the map. Like, the lava coming out, it's a fucking beautiful map. I love Town. If they made a remake of just fucking Town, I would play that shit every fucking day. Nuketown Zombies, I didn't play this a lot because it's a gimmick. It's literally just Nuketown. Like, I don't think that it really does anything for us. I'm not gonna say it's trash. I just think that it's kind of lazy. It's like, it was like a fan service thing for multiplayer people because they like Nuketown, so they're like, well, let's just port it into Zombies. It's very hard to play because it's not built for a Zombies map. Die Rise, it's trash. I'm sorry, it is fucking trash. When you make verticality a feature in a Zombies map, and then you literally don't give us PhD, which is the only way to survive fall damage. Why wasn't this perk on this map is beyond me. More people die from fall damage in this map than actual zombies. That's a fucking problem. Like, I understand you tried making this a vertical map, verticality and whatnot, but when the verticality kills your players, I'm sorry, but it's a trash map. Like, they could have easily remastered this in a way where you don't take as much fall damage or something, but they didn't. They just left it how it is. And Black Ops 2, people love Black Ops 2, but it had some fucking issues, man. It had some glaring issues. And I honestly feel like that's the reason why Black Ops 2's like Call of Duty Zombies hype slowly kind of slowed down a little bit there. Like, they kind of, I don't know. Black Ops 1 was the peak of the hype, and then I think that it kind of died off a little bit because of maps like this. Diner, that's another trash one. It's just like Bus Depot and Farm. There's nothing to it. And this is only turn, so this is like an different game mode. Burrow, I never played that one either. That's literally just for a certain game mode. Cell Block, never really heard of it. I think that's part of Mob of the Dead. I kind of jumped to those ones because I've never seen those personally. But so then we got Mob of the Dead, which a lot of people will put this immediately in S tier. I respect that But on the other hand, I didn't play Mob of the Dead that much. I didn't really play it that much because it just, at the time when I played Black Ops 2, I played more multiplayer than zombies because of the fact that Transit really didn't go well with me at the time. And then you had Die Rise and Nuketown, and you're just like, what? Like, why even try at this point? So at that point, I kind of lost interest. Mob of the Dead, I'm aware that it's a good map, but I never really played it. I'm willing to put it in B tier. And I would have loved to have Mob of the Dead in Black Ops 3 for Chronicles, because you put Origins in there. So why not give us Mob? I don't know why. Like, they should have did like a Zombies Chronicles 2. They really should have, because there's so many maps that they could have remade and made so much more popular. But instead they're like, you know what? We're going to save that for Black Ops 4. And they completely fucked it up. Because Black Ops 4 kind of not the greatest. Honestly. But then you had Buried. I think that Buried is probably the best BO2 map after that was like a I don't know how you say it, but it's not necessarily the original crew. I think that Buried goes in B tier as well as Mob of the Dead. Again, I didn't play these three maps. Origins, personally, because they remade it in Black Ops 3, I know how much I fucking hate this map. But I can't put it in trash because it does have a lot of just spice to it. It has that, like, I'm willing to play Origins. I would rather play Origins than Shangri-La. I would rather play Origins than Die Rise. It has redeeming qualities. It's unique, but I fucking cannot stand playing it because it's just the fucking generators, the map is just so challenging, and then the Panzer's a fucking maniac that just, at round 10, you either have to be completely set up for this, or you're gonna die. Like, that's like the immediate, like, challenge spot of the map. If you get past that round 10, you beat the Panzer, you're in good shape. But aside from that, you kind of will struggle. But yeah, people are gonna be upset with Origins being that low. I don't fucking care. Cry about it. This is my opinion, not yours. Just not a good map, in my opinion. I really think that some of these maps got way too technical and large, and when you get to a map that's so large that if one of your teammates goes down on the other side of the map, and you can't even run full sprint over there to save them because the map's just too big, you can't make it over there in time. That's a fucking problem to me. That's the reason why Outbreak was so bad to me, was because if my teammate goes down, what am I gonna do? They're just gonna bleed out because there's nothing I can fucking do. And that's kind of why Black Ops 3 kind of did really well with the Gobblegums, because Phoenix up. You pop that and then it immediately brings them up. It doesn't matter where on the map. So Black Ops 3 redeems this map so much, in my opinion. That's the only reason why it's in C tier and not in trash. Alright, so then Riot, Exo Survival. I liked Advanced Warfare. I think that Riot is kind of, it's an alright map. I'm gonna put it in C tier because it's very bare bones and it can be very annoying. There's no good training spots except for the spawn area. But it's not trash. I have to say it is not trash. Wait. Exo Survival. Wait. What is this one? That's a side mode. Okay, no, it's Outbreak. That's the one that I wanted to put in there. That's the one that's going to go in C. I just think that it has, like, the bus area in the beginning is a good spawn area. But aside from that, the map is kind of booty cheeks. Infection is even worse, in my opinion. I would almost say this. The Burger Town, it's iconic, but at the same time, if I had to say, it is a trash map. It had some booty cheeks shit going on. Carrier, I think, is my favorite Advanced Warfare map. I will put that one in B. because it had some cool stuff to it. The Easter egg's fun. You got to kill a shark, which was cool as shit. Just everything about that map was cool. Descent, on the other hand, is even better than Carrier. I will say that's Carrier's supposed to go in B. I don't know why I put it in A. Descent goes in A tier because it's the best Advanced Warfare map. When I play Advanced Warfare, that's the map I'm fucking picking because it's just it has more energy to it. You can survive better on that map. A lot of people will complain, but that's just how it is to me. Shadows of Evil. Now we're getting into the bread and fucking butter, the fucking GOAT, Black Ops fucking 3. If you disagree that Black Ops 3 is not the greatest fucking Call of Duty Zombies experience, you're wrong. Like, that's not even my opinion. You are wrong. It is the fucking best. Like, they just fucking hit. They went bar for bar for bar for bar. They did not fucking miss. Shadows of Evil. If you've been watching this Zombies retrospective series, you'll know that Shadows of Evil is my least favorite map in the main game itself that were original maps. But at the same time, if you can get past the bug round, it's a fun map. But at the same time, it's a C tier map. A lot of people love Shadows of Evil. I don't like how hard the fucking the bug round is. It's aggressive for no good reason. And people say, you're just not good. I don't fucking care. Zombies should be accessible to fucking casuals. I don't fucking care. When you make the bug round severely harder than a dog round, then what's the fucking point? Like I said, right here, the giant, right here. This is an S tier map. Because the dogs don't spawn in like fucking crackheads 7 at a time. A bug round should not be that fucking difficult. The map's amazing though. I do have to say, the Shadows of Evil has the best atmosphere, I believe, possibly in all of the zombies. Actually, I'm gonna put that B, bottom of B tier. It has the best aesthetic, like the lights, the darkness, the atmosphere, everything to it's a fucking amazing theme. They truly cooked the Shadows of Evil. I just think that they were just toned down the bug round just a little bit. I would have been happy with it. But that's the biggest issue I have with that map. And it's a little bit of a confusing large map again. Like I said, I don't like large maps. I would like them to have small, round-based, standard maps. Maps that are just easy to navigate without having to play 500 times. Dead Ops Arcade 2, it's going right next to Dead Ops Arcade 1. It's the same fucking thing. Nightmares is trash. I get what they were trying to do with Nightmares, but it's just not... It's just this fucking campaign, but you added zombies to it. Like, okay, we get it. Like, it's more content, and like I've never completed it because it does get a little challenging after a little bit, but it's just not something. Like, most people don't even know that it exists. It's just there. The Eisendrache DE, I'm gonna put in fucking C tier. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put in C tier. I know a lot of people love this map, but I don't even know how. Like, a lot of the map is so fucking like Easter egg related that you have to fucking know how to navigate the map to do anything. The Pack-a-Punch, the fucking, I believe power even is power is easy. You can get to power. That one, I'm wrong on that. You can just get to the power room, but you have to know how to get there. If you go the wrong way, you have to pay a lot of fucking points to get to power. But it is accessible to the casual player. But Pack-a-Punch, on the other hand, it's a little bit more complex, and there's just a lot of things. Like the Wonder Weapon is cool. I like the bow, so I will say that it does belong at the top of C tier. The map, it does have a lot of redeeming qualities, but at the same time, yeah, I'll put it right behind Shadows of Evil. I think it has the same issues with each other. It's just I like a game mode that it's okay to play casually. You don't have to look up a guide. You don't have to understand exactly where everything's at. And that's another reason why Setsubo Tsushima is probably going to go in C tier, because it has a good aesthetic. It has some cool stuff to it, but at the same time, I don't even know how to turn on power on this fucking map, dude. I don't even know how to turn on fucking power. I would rather play almost any other map than now that I think about it, Shadows of Evil isn't as bad as Zetsubo. The difficulty of Shadows of Evil is you can look past it for the bug round, but Zetsubo no Shima, you can't even turn on power unless you know how to do it, and it's a pain in the ass. I want to say Zetsubo no Shima is probably the most complex turn on power map there ever has been. God Crovy. This is when they were cooking even. So good. A-tier map. God Crovy is so much fucking fun. You can go high rounds. There's so many open areas. There's a fucking dragon that fucking flies around the fucking map. Like, dude, how can you not like this map? This is the map that everyone's seen and are like, bruh, there's a fucking dragon and zombies, and it's like, bro, are you, like, allergic to having fun or something? Like, I'm sorry, but this fucking map is fucking amazing. I will die in the hill that Gorod Crovy is fucking amazing. Revelations, again, very fun fucking map. I would say it's A tier. I can't say S tier because it's just kind of a mashup of different maps. I can't say that I would prefer. I think that it is the best map in my opinion. For just in general, I do like that you trap the monster. You go inside of its mouth and you unlock pack punch through there. It's a very enjoyable map for someone who is just casually playing the map. You open up the map, you do the little machines, you go inside to knock down Toten, you trap the monster, you pack a punch your gun. It's like built everything from Black Ops 3 just balled up into one big ball of amazingness, in my opinion, and that's why I think it's top of A tier. It's a very fun fucking map, and I know a lot of people are going to argue that that's not the case, but I don't care. Remakes. These remakes didn't change anything. That's the problem. The problem with the Zombies Chronicles remakes is that it runs on a smoother system. But it has all the same fucking issues. Like, Ascension, the monkeys are still a problem. Moon has the same issues that it has. Shangri-La, still fucking annoying, plays against you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's just not. Yeah. Origins, it redeemed Origins a little bit to me, but it's just still the same problem. Zombies in fucking Spaceland goes so fucking hard. People are gonna hate me for this. My S tier is going to piss so many people off. But Zombies in fucking Spaceland goes so fucking hard. IW was so hated that I think a lot of people didn't even play their Zombies. But it's so good. Like, they truly did a fucking fantastic job with Zombies in Spaceland. At launch, honestly, aside from Kino der Toten, this might be one of the best launch maps of any Call of Duty Zombies. It's so fucking good. The soundtrack, the atmosphere, it's so fucking cool. It's such a fucking good map. Raven the Redwoods, this was, they went back to back, kinda. I'll say this is A tier. Raven the Redwoods was really cool. It had, you're like kind of like Jason looking dude that was chasing you with the chainsaw. Changing it to like the black light mode at certain spots was really fucking cool. There was just so much cool, and it even had Kevin Smith. It was such a cool map. But then they tripped up a little bit at this point. They had two really good maps, and they kind of choked. Shaolin Shuffle has its moments, but it's going in the middle of C tier. It's very mid. It's not trash, but it's mid. Attack of the Radioactive Thing, I will say it goes in C tier as well. Yeah, I think it goes around in this area. I wouldn't say it's B tier, but it's better than Shaolin Shuffle. I will say. I do like the Easter egg that you can do, like you jump around the lasers and shit on the beach. The cool atmosphere of the map. They did really good with Infinite Warfare. I will say it's a well-made zombies experience. Because like aside from Treyarch, zombies was kind of led by just Treyarch. So these other iterations, whenever they did pop off, they popped off really well. But we're about to get into the part where it's not so the same case. Beast from Beyond, I'm gonna have to put in trash. I'm sorry, but this is just something else. I didn't really play this one a whole lot because it confused the shit out of me. It was cool that they brought back the aliens from Ghosts, but at the same time, the map is very forgettable. Its only redeeming quality is that it has the super Easter egg attached to it, where you fight the devil, which is cool. It's not on this list, but the boss fight's cool, but the map itself is very forgettable. But no, I think that the other ones are way better, but Beasts from Beyond is just very lacking, and I think that they kind of got to the point where they're like just kind of holding us off until World War II, and that's kind of the issue, is that these are all trash maps. They're all bad. Yeah, see, like Tortured Path wasn't even round based; it was just objective based. Yep. All of those, all in trash. There's so many maps too. Like, why so many if they're all just gonna be trash? Like, I get what they were trying to go for. I would almost want to say that the Final Reich, the first map, almost deserves to go in C tier, but it's just so forgettable. It's not like no one goes back and plays World War II zombies. That's like the worst zombies experience in my opinion. And the fact that they brought it back for Vanguard, who thought that was a good idea? Like, realistically. And now we're gonna get into Black Ops 4, and I'm gonna have to tell you guys this. This game would have worked so much better if they wouldn't have messed with the perk system. And it's just the gameplay that ruins these maps. But I'm going to try my hardest to literally only use the maps themselves, because the system it runs on, you gotta take it for what it is. And it kind of sucks, but we're gonna do it the way it is. Voyage of Despair, it's a C tier map. I don't really like it too much. It's just a death trap everywhere you go. Just not very fun. 9, on the other hand, again, they fucking cooked. I'm gonna say S tier, bottom of S tier, because for Black Ops 4, this is the best fucking map. It's an arena, and you have tigers chasing you. It's just so cool. The atmosphere, the aesthetic. Fucking 9 was so fucking cool. It's a shame that it was on Black Ops 4. If this map was on Black Ops 3, they would have just literally just made Black Ops 3, but again, and just called it Black Ops 4, but with new maps. Oh, this map would have been fucking perfect. Every map in this fucking game would have been so fucking good if they would have just made Black Ops 3, but in Black Ops 4. They took away our jug, and they just... If I could complain about that for days. We're going to be playing Black Ops 4 pretty soon in the Zombies retrospective videos, so you'll understand more when we get to that point. But they could have did so much fucking better by Black Ops 4. If they would have just been like... If they would have listened to us and said, this game's trash, two maps in, or 3 maps in. I think there was 3 maps actually. Yeah, Blood of the Dead was on launch too, and just was like, okay, this is the whole entire. Like, we understand. We're listening to the community. They changed it. They could have just fucking redid it and made it perfect, which I understand. Assuming that they probably couldn't have done that, but whatever. Regardless, like I said, we're doing map for what it is. Blood of the Dead is just Mob of the Dead, but with a little bit of added stuff to it, and in Black Ops 4's system. Um, I do have to say, Blood of the Dead probably is kind of fun if you can get past the. I had a hard time when I first started playing to get through the walkway, because they throw a lot of shit at you. But when you get past it, it's not a bad map. I do think that it's kind of a fun map. But it's literally just fucking Mob of the Dead. It's kind of a remake, but it's not at the same time. Classified is better than 5. I think that people are gonna say, like, how can you say that? But Classified was a lot of fun. I liked it. The Winter's Howl was fixed. It was a actually good wonder weapon in this fucking map. If this was on Black Ops 3, this would have been a fucking great map. The fact that they had an Easter egg where you had to get to, like, round, like, an insane number round to get to this, the Easter egg for this map, it would have been pretty cool. But, again, it is what it is. Dead of the Night, I don't like this map. I'm gonna have to put it in trash. The wolf is just really fucking annoying. It has it has potential. It had a lot of potential. A lot of people love this map, which is really weird. But there's so many weird things. Like, they did too much in Black Ops 4. They tried too hard to make it way too technical, and, like, you had to know the map inside and out to do most of the stuff. And I don't think that that's what zombies should be. Easter eggs are fun, but don't make it part of the casual gaming experience for the map, because that makes it so that the casuals don't want to play the map. And that's why I didn't like it. I'm kind of a casual. I will not argue that I'm not a casual player. That's just how it is. Like, I don't feel like sweating my ass off playing this game. Ancient Evil. Kind of the same situation, but I'll say it's the C tier because it has redeeming qualities. I will say it has redeeming qualities. They were trying harder to, and it's kind of a shame that we're not going to get the ending of that like the story for this team, because it's the last iteration, which I don't know, maybe we'll get that later, who knows, but that's like the ending of that story essentially, and that's kind of sad. But who knows, maybe in Black Ops 6 or even 7 maybe we'll get some clarity to that, but I don't know. I really don't care personally, but it'd be cool. Alpha Omega is Nuketown Zombies, but they opened it up and made it larger, which is beneficial. Alpha Omega it was a fun map, but I actually did the Easter egg for this map, which is cool. I will say this belongs above Blood of the Dead. It's around that same thing where it's like it's not a great map because it's just a remake, but with added stuff in it. But they added verticality. They added some cool stuff. There's stuff in there that's cool, and you don't have to really. As far as I can remember, I don't think there was anything crazy you had to do Pack-a-Punch or turn on power. But I do know that the map has the same issues that all Black Ops 4 maps have problem with. Which, again, we're just going off the map. Tagged or Toten, I'm just putting it in fucking trash because it's literally just fucking Call of the Dead. But they fucking made it completely different, which is stupid. And I know that Tagged or Toten is like, it's a very underwhelming end to the Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 crew zombies experience. It's very sad that that's how we went out on. They could have just said, okay, we're just going to leave it open for the next game. But they didn't. They decided to end it there on the worst iteration in the zombies at that point, aside from, obviously, World War II. But, and then they brought it back. But, again, that I didn't like Tagged or Toten. It was just not good. Die Machine is the most underrated fucking map in zombies, because people didn't play Cold War because they hated the way that it affected Warzone, which has nothing to do with fucking zombies. But it was an easy Easter egg. Very fucking easy. But, again, I like easy. It's casual. Why don't you just like having fucking fun? Like, I feel like screaming at the zombies community sometimes and say, why don't you like having fun? Why does it have to be challenging? I'm sorry, but why does it have to be challenging? You can get to around 100 super easy on this map. It's just a fun fucking map. It made Nocturne Toten cool, in my opinion. It's very underrated, and it's one of my favorite fucking maps. Dead Ops Arcade 3, it's just fucking Dead Ops Arcade. I don't know why we keep... I get it. There's a niche following of Dead Ops Arcade, but it's the same fucking thing every game. Like, I personally don't care. Onslaught is trash. Outbreak trash. Onslaught Containment trash. These little... whatever you call them is stupid. I don't like... Outbreak was very dumb. It ruined the momentum of Cold War. Because, like I said, Die Machine was so fucking good. And then Firebase Z is B tier. I think that it could have been better, but the problem with this thing is that they added the mimics, which was cool, and then they added the manglers, which was cool. But then when you start playing it and you get past round 20 or so, there's a fucking million of them. And it's so fucking exhausting to just kill tons and tons and tons of mimics. The mimics are cool because you see a piece of usable stuff on the ground, you run up to it and it scares you. If there's 20 of them running after you, it doesn't scare you anymore. It's just fucking stupid. And, like, if you're gonna do rounds of... like, if you're gonna do shit like that, do it in a way where it's not overwhelming. Like, we had dogs in zombies, but they were faster zombies, essentially, and they were easy to kill. Like, if you're gonna have mini bosses, do it in a way where it makes sense. Die Machine did it well because they had the megatons. And they only had, like, 1 around or 2 around. But they didn't have fucking 20 of them chasing you at a time. Like, that's just fucking stupid. And that was what I didn't like about that fucking map. But aside from that, the map is fun. I do like doing the Easter egg. And, yeah, I liked the map. It wasn't too bad. Mauer Toten. I'll put this in the bottom of A tier. This was after they did Outbreak for a bit, and then they realized that Outbreak is not what the fans wanted. Open World Zombies sounded cool on paper, and even the Zombies community said, this sounds fun on paper. But when you actually start playing it, it's not the same. It's not fun. And I think that they kind of overwhelmed themselves, and it slowed... Honestly, they should have did this how they did Modern Warfare 3 and had the entire game only have open world zombies to experiment, not cut off the development of round-based zombies maps with your open world. Do your own project on a different game. Don't ruin the momentum you had, because they had good momentum. But then they came back with Mauer Toten after they actually listened to the fan base and said, hey, we want round-based. We don't want this open world crap. And they did a good job. Mauer Toten is very fun. I like that there's this giant fucking train that's on fire. It's a very fun map. And I like that there's like those like flying demon dudes. But it does have some of the same issues that Firebase Z has, but it's a little more tame in a way. I say that, but it's just because the map is better, I think. But there's a ton of big zombies that come after you. But at the same time, the Wonder Weapon's one of the funnest Wonder Weapons I've ever seen. It's just so good. I think that Mauer Toten deserves to be an A-tier map, and they were going in the right direction at that point. Forsaken, I did not play as much, but I do have to give it credit that it's not a bad map. I think that they were trying to wrap up the story of Cold War at the end, and they were like, you know what, Outbreak didn't work out. We have to continue the story before this next game comes out, because we have to finish the story. So Forsaken kind of got the shit end of the stick. It does have some cool stuff in it, though. I do say it's a C tier map. It's not bad. It's not fucking outright awful, but it's not good by any means. It's not great. If I'm gonna go into Cold War, I'm gonna go and play Die Machine or Mauertoten most of the time. And then we got the Vanguard that no one wanted. And I'm going to put it on unplayed because I don't own Vanguard because I knew that it was going to be trash. And lo and behold, everybody that I know of agrees that it's trash. We only had 4 things. And look, there's only 2 round-based maps. The rest were objective-based. Why do you think that it was so bad? Because they didn't listen to us. They decided to try making their own thing and didn't listen to the fans. We want round-based zombies. We don't want these stupid fucking open-world objective-based maps. Like, it's just not... It's not what we want. I'm sorry. Like, 95% of the community is going to agree with me here. We want round-based. We don't want this objective-based stuff. And they kind of... There's not even an Easter egg. It's objective-based, but there's no real Easter egg to it. It's just... You're collecting pieces of paper from what I've heard. Operation Deadbolt, which is just zombies, open world. It's Outbreak. I had fun with this for like 5 minutes. It's literally just Outbreak, but it's Warzone Outbreak, which is just even worse. It's fun for a minute because it's fun to kill the zombies. It was just fun to get zombies again. I got this game for free, so it's not unplayed. I did get this game for free thanks to one of my buddies. But yeah, that's it because, well, Terminus and Liberty Falls has not came out yet. At the end of our Zombies retrospective, we will be playing these maps at launch because they both were at launch. If I had to guess, Liberty Falls, I have a feeling is going to be a C tier map. I think it'll be somewhere in there. Because it does look like this map is kind of just a bonus map, and it's going to be kind of just reused resources. It looks like it's going to play like Operation Deadbolt or like Outbreak, where it's going to have no flavor, no aesthetic, and people have talked about this forever. But that's just kind of how I think it's going to be. And Terminus, I have high hopes. I want to say that it's going to go in A tier. If not, possibly B tier. But I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm hoping so much that they actually listened to us and they made this map fun and like the Easter egg needs to be a little more challenging than Die Machine and the Cold War Easter eggs, but not Black Ops 4. We want like Black Ops 3 is around where you want to aim for. And I think that they understand that because they added in the whole HUD system, so they know that people like Black Ops 3. That's the zombies map, the zombies game that still gets played to this day because you guys cannot seem to fucking get it right. But this is my my list. King of Toten, I gotta say, probably my favorite all time. It's just such a memorable map. That's probably blinding nostalgia, but that's just how it is. This is my opinion. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I offended you. You can make your own tier list and upload it and do whatever you want to do. This is just my opinion. As a casual player, I don't play the Easter eggs in zombies as much as I care for just killing zombies. That's what I play zombies for, not the Easter eggs, not the detailed challenge of it. I just like having fun. But yeah, this is the definitive If Cryptoxic Zombies map ranking as of the beginning of October 2024. So yeah, Terminus and Liberty Falls might change a little bit, but who knows. But that's where we're going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in tomorrow for more Zombies retrospective videos. We're getting into IW, and then Black Ops 4, and then finally with Cold War. So we're kind of at the halfway point because Black Ops 3 had Zombies Chronicles. So there's majority of them were from that video, that game. So we're gonna be getting into more stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me your favorite map. If you put in the comment section your favorite map, I would really appreciate that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace!